That's not losing money. No, that is losing money.
I was going to say you're losing money.
That is losing money.
No, you're losing.
That is losing money.
You're paying for somebody just to stand there
paying
and toast a muffin.
Exactly.
No, it's pointless.
Not everybody gets up that early.
Whoever.
Restaurant Punk, what's up?
Restaurant Punk!
Restaurant Punk!
Restaurant Punk! Yeah.
Nico, Gianni.
Gianni, Nico.
Let's go.
I was going to do my part, but
I know.
whatever, dude.
What's going on, boys?
Wow, you look very sophisticated today.
Do love that sweater, man.
Would you like that?
I do love that scarf.
It's a very cool Mr. Rogers look.
What the
Mr. Rogers.
You remember he used to have the
Wow.
sweaters? And he used to zip it up.
You look like a Greek Mr. Rogers. How are you in the name?
Oh, come on. No, Mr. Rogers is cool.
Yeah, it was respectful.
Did you guys ever see that movie, the Mr. Rogers movie? Tom
No,
Hanks?
Tom Hanks, no.
Neither of you? I have actually seen it, and it is excellent.
I'll watch it.
Really?
All right.
I love Tom Hanks.
I'll co-sign for that.
I'll watch it tonight.
So, don't you guys have like a what's that? I'm gonna say something in Greek. What's that? Baula.
Is it your penis?
Chest. Don't you guys have like a chest of like old clothes from like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
That you just kind of leave in there for 5 years, and then you're like, oh, let me see what's going on in here. Give some stuff away, and then you come across Mr. Rogers' sweater, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna rock
That's
that
not
sweater.
a Mr. Rogers sweater.
Now he's got it in my head. And I'm
he's-
all
A
like,
cooler Mr. Rogers.
he's plaid.
No, he didn't.
no, red. He had the
Red.
red cardigan, right?
Yeah.
His wife,
Yeah.
his wife used to cut it up down the middle, the sweaters.
His wife.
Yeah.
He was married.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah.
I never
His
watched
wife used to take sweaters, cut them up down the middle, and put a zipper in. So all those sweater zip-ups were actually sweaters to begin with.
I seem to remember my
Are you
childhood.
shitting me right
No,
now?
he's
Really?
not shitting.
You
yeah.
just ruined my life.
Really, really.
What was the Fat Albert show called? Was it called Fat Albert?
Yeah. It was Albert.
Yeah.
I'm Fat Albert.
I kind of feel like they were both on at the same time, Mr. Rogers and Fat Albert, but I chose Fat Albert. Yeah, it was just a cooler show, man.
I guess.
It's Restaurant Punk.
What are we doing? What are we doing right now?
Let me ask you a question about breakfast places.
Breakfast, all right.
All right.
Just breakfast?
Let's say breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Fantastic.
or breakfast and lunch. There aren't many really just breakfast places, right? Even
There are.
IHOP.
No, there's not.
Uncle Bill's is just a breakfast place.
No, they have lunch.
They have lunch.
Yeah, they have a lunch menu. Yeah, all right. They have a lunch menu.
Okay, I see what you're
Actually, they would be a perfect example.
Okay.
Okay. Why do none of our restaurants, in-care restaurant group, there are a few, we can all agree, that serve breakfast. And we are surrounded by places that do serve breakfast. Okay. Why do we open so late for breakfast?
Oh.
So if we had to choose between 6 a.m. open, 7 a.m. open, and an 8 a.m. open for our watchers or listeners, if they own a restaurant and they do serve breakfast, should they be opening at 6 in the morning or should they be open at 8 in the morning?
It's funny. I had this argument with Jenny's father, like when I first.
No shit.
True story. When we first, like, he found out who I was and all George's place, he goes, "You're losing money." I said,
Yep.
"Why?"
Uh-huh.
I'm like, "Why am I losing money?" He goes, "You're not opening at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
I'm up at 6 o'clock and I'll go get breakfast." "Oh, will you? You're losing all this money." "No, I'm not." "No."
Nope.
"No."
Is there a debate there though? I could debate that.
No.
I'll debate that. I know we should be open at 6 a.m.
No, we should not.
I know we should be open at 6 a.m., but I don't want to get
No, I
up
don't
that
wanna
early. I'm just being honest. I'm not getting up that early.
There was a time and a place when George's used to be open at 7, and there was a time and a place before that used to be open at 6. Okay.
I was not there.
You were there for the 7, and then you pushed it to the 8.
Yes, correct.
So being there, being a server back in the day, opening up at 7 o'clock, having to be there by like 6:15.
6:15. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
You
enough.
might get
Overachiever.
you might get 1 or 2 people coming in for breakfast and coffee that just sit there. They might get a muffin or an English muffin and a cup of coffee and just like read a book or a paper. That's not losing money. No, that is losing money.
I was going to say you're losing
That
money.
is losing money.
No, you're losing.
That is losing money.
You're paying for somebody just to stand there
paying
and toast a muffin.
Exactly.
No, it's pointless.
Not everybody gets up that early.
Whoever the people that get up there, you know what I call those? The 222s.
Denny's,
That's what I call them.
yeah.
Then I say
222 special.
they would have come in at 6:30 right before they go to work or whatever. I want my 2 eggs, my 2 pancakes, my 2 bacons, my cup of coffee for $2.22. No, go somewhere else.
There was another place that did that in Courthouse back in the day. Was it
Clary's?
Yeah.
Clary's.
Clary's Country Corner. Yeah.
Yeah, Denny's does that.
Shout
too.
out. Yeah. Gone. Maybe
used to
that's
love
why
that
they're
place.
closed. I'm gonna make a debate on this from a different aspect, not just the profitability. I'm gonna throw out there that how about from a preparation standpoint? I know we have I don't want to say the obligation, but we open our doors sometimes at 8 a.m. There's a line of people out there already.
Yeah,
it looks good. It's great advertising. but you're starting off with a bang for breakfast. Is there something to be said about opening at earlier? Let's just call it 6 a.m., right? And just think, everybody's there. Let's say somebody's late. They get there at 6:45. Okay, you can still recover. We've been in situations where we open at 8 o'clock and we're down a person or two because they're still drunk from the night before. Correct. So I'm going to make the debate from the preparation standpoint, not from the profitability standpoint of just being prepared for what's about to come. And I found that when we used to open earlier,
7,
we were more prepared. I just think it's cooler that we were not open yet. And at 7:59, there's a line of people waiting outside.
Absolutely.
So from a preparation standpoint,
you're seeing a line. So you're seeing this place is busy. This place is good. That's why we want to go there.
And that's
Yes.
what people
Everybody
came in
else-
just for that.
I mean, for me being in the business, restaurant business, and then coming to you guys, I was like, why are you guys opening at 8? It never made sense to me, but it's different. But then you get the mindset now. It's like, okay, we don't need to be open at 7 because once again, I don't want those older customers. I guess I'm not really calling anybody out, but like the older people that want the cheap breakfast, the cheap cup of coffee, or the muffin, or the read the paper and not be bothered.
well, I'm getting a little worried because now at 47 years old, I'm actually sleeping in much.
47.
Yeah, 47. Okay. Yeah, no air quotes.
Add 10 years.
No air quotes.
You don't look a day over 46.
Thank you, sunshine.
Nico,
So,
shut the up.
I'm getting a little worried because I'm thinking in my head that I'm supposed to be waking up earlier, and every year that goes by, I'm just sleeping in later and later. So I'm like, shouldn't I be up at like 5:30 a.m. at the front door of a place wanting my breakfast at 6:15?
Give me that sugar and a cup of coffee, kid.
No, I get it.
I used to open at 7 a.m. way back when like
Early
basketball was
2000s.
square.
Yeah.
Early 2000s. And we'd open at 7. I would show up at 6:59 and I'm in the kitchen, turn everything on because I knew the same 3 people would
come
show
in.
up. And they did. One was waiting at the door at 7 a.m. I'd open up. They just had coffee. Then the second person would come in 20 minutes later, a woman, and she would have a corn muffin and a coffee.
Yep.
And then the third person would come in half an hour later for I think just one egg
And toast.
and toast.
And how does she want her corn muffin prepared?
Was it grilled on both sides?
Yep.
Yeah, with butter. So
I know her name too. I still remember her name.
Barbara.
No, Victoria.
Victoria. No, good
Christine.
one.
No, it was
Damn.
It was Victoria.
Isn't it sick how 20 years later we
Yeah.
remember exactly the same 3 people that came in between 7 and 8 and who threw a hissy fit when we started opening at 8 o'clock?
Victoria.
And I just wanted an extra hour.
Well, also kind of, but it was the guy with the 1 egg and toast.
Yeah. And I actually switched it from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. just because the kids were starting to go to school and I went to see them off to school.
Yeah.
You know? So
But if you feel like you can get a lot more done if you're open at 8, it gives you more time to, like you said, be like a parent. You know what I'm saying?
well, let's settle this argument because or debate, let's call it. You know, for our viewers, what are we recommending? Because I'm on one end. I think you guys are on the other end.
I recommend 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. But what if you're just starting out and you have no reputation? There is no line waiting outside of your door.
Yeah, but there was
50 people to get in.
You create that line. You
Yeah.
create that credibility. But again, I think it's all circumstantial. Depends on where you're located, what the demand is for early breakfast.
Actually, let's go by location as well.
Yeah.
If you're in the
because
big
where we
city, if you're in the big city, breakfast and lunch, are you still doing the 8 o'clock thing?
Nope. You're open way earlier. Subways are
Yeah.
in play now.
I have to agree with that,
taxi cabs are in
George.
play now.
You got to agree with
Business
that,
starts
man.
earlier.
Yeah.
What time do people go to work? I mean,
I guess if you're in big cities, I gotta go open at 6.
okay, so what's the busiest?
But even if stop, it doesn't matter because you don't even have to go to work. If you're in a big city, people are still gonna come to that city to do something, right? There's still, it doesn't matter if you open at 7 or 8 if you're in a big city, because we travel to big cities, we still go to breakfast.
Yeah, but what I think he's saying is that would you market on that opening up earlier because there's a bigger demand for the location where you're at? So if you are in a big city, and let's say somebody's always taking the subway to work, but they're always there an hour early because that's the timing of the subway, whatever. Yeah, you want to do something, you're going to go eat. So it makes sense to keep it open, or open it up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, our main season is on the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How many people, George, you're an early bird. You are
am.
an early bird.
I am, yeah.
All right. I mean, how many people do you see running, walking on vacation? I find that a lot of people on vacation, unlike me, I like to sleep in on vacation, but a lot of people like to get up and just seize the day and make their
me.
bed and do all that shit. I hate that stuff. But there is a large amount of people, especially in Cape May, New Jersey, on the promenade, running, walking, doing their whole shebang. So you guys mentioned Uncle Bill's. They open
was gonna
at
say.
6 a.m.
Yep.
Right.
Most diners open that early.
Or they're 24 hours. Diner, yeah, but
Not
see,
here. We don't have. Do we have any
No.
24 hours?
We used to.
We used to?
Yeah, Shore Diner.
24 hours. Correct. So the debate is profitability versus
Health.
preparation, prep. Do you feel that you're better
Preparation
prepared?
ability.
Preparation each.
I would suggest to somebody new opening earlier, because when you're new, you don't have your shit together, right? And the one thing you want to be is consistent and prepped up and ready to go. You don't want to be running out of stuff. You don't want to be unprepared. You want to be prepared for it, because people are going to show up late. And I would say open earlier. Maybe some of the listeners are morning people. Maybe they like mornings. I think the dream in the restaurant business is either let's open a really fancy, just sexy dinner place and we're just going to be cool. Or you know what my dream is? I just want this little breakfast luncheonette place that just makes me happy and makes a little bit of money, and then I could spend every evening with my family. I hear this day in, day out. That is the dream.
I thought you just like Nikos, the high end fancy restaurant, and then Matt Smith was the breakfast lunch place. I'm happy go lucky. I'm gonna listen.
That's what I'm saying. Is it a money thing? The people that actually want like these little cute breakfast luncheonettes because they make, I don't know, great cupcakes at home, and somebody convinced them, you know what you should open? You should open up a bakery, but you open up for breakfast and just do these little croissants and then do this and that, and then you'll be done by 3 and then you're going to have a great life, which is not how it goes.
Not even close.
They're not restaurant punks, right? Not so much.
No.
So what are you guys saying? Are you guys saying profitability, it's a waste of time to open up that early?
It depends on location. I don't think you should. And
So you're Switzerland.
if you are, no, what I'm saying is if you are a new person, you should open up early. Get that market, figure it out, see what works. Because yeah, as you know, a lot of places that open up usually take about 3 years to see anything to like a standpoint, like where they're at. You can't do it really for year 1 or year 2. Year 3 is like, okay, this is where we're at. So if you be consistent, with that, your credibility goes
to
up.
come after, like to challenge that one, what if you open up at 7, right? And I know you guys had said at the time from 7 to 8, you only had 3 customers. You knew their names, you knew exactly what they want. But what if that 7 to 8 time, you're really busy then?
Okay, good.
Then you can't open up at 8. You can't change that 1 hour.
Yeah,
if you already have all this.
but that's
You know what I'm saying?
about. Yeah, I mean, you could open up at 6 now, if that's the case. If you're filling up between 7 and 8, you could open up at 6. Later on, you don't have to open it up later, but
I want you to open a restaurant up at 6 a.m.
no friggin' way.
So I'm going to end it on this note for the watchers and listeners. I'm going to advise that if you're in a large metropolitan city and you're just opening up, I think the common sense is that when you open up in a city, you're hot right away and then it just kind of fizzles out. So I would say definitely in a major city, open early as possible. Maybe outside the city, not so much. So I'm not going to base it on sales, but I think if you're in a city with a couple million people and you're a breakfast lunch place, I don't think opening at 8 o'clock is in your best interest. No?
Maybe.
Well, you also think about the shift. The shift's this much time. It's not like you have the whole day shift. You're not open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're just breakfast and lunch. So
You can still do breakfast and lunch 8 to 3.
I mean, yeah, but why not do it 6 to 3? Get at least a couple extra customers in there.
How about we just offer everybody, George, you get up the earliest, right?
Yeah.
How about just send us an email at Restaurant Punk?
Time to get up.
What time do I get up?
Yeah.
Today I got up at 5.
5 a.m.
Fuck
You're
that.
sick.
Yeah.
Sick. So email us at Restaurant Punk, George at Restaurant Punk.
George at Restaurant Punk.
Yes?
Yeah.
And George will come out and assist you in your opening.
There you
Ooh.
go. At 6 a.m.
George, you accept that?
I accept.
I'm Yianni.
I'm George.
I'm confused. Why would you ask him to do the whole restaurant open it at him?
Him.
Okay.
You getting up that
I'm
early?
Nikos.
You getting up that early?
No.
All right, goodbye. Restaurant Punk out.
Restaurant Punk out.
Rah. Rah. No. Right on time.
He's looking here. I'm here.
What you got? What do you want?